You can hear that music. You know what time it is. I made the Robot 64 build mode tutorial over a year ago. This got 644 views at that time. That's kind of sad. It's a Robot 64 video. 2020 Robot 64 is barely popular, and that's my highest viewing video times 6. My highest used to be 100. What is this? I guess I'll freaking make episode 2 now after forever. It's been so long since I played this. Apparently I reset my game. That sucks. I don't remember resetting, but I'm not really planning on making any more videos on this. I might do more build mode tutorials if I haven't covered everything in this video. But even though I haven't finished the game, I was at the Final Sun battle though. I know a glitch to clip through walls, so I could easily just get back up there. Otherwise, I don't need to play the game anymore. I could just clip up there to fight the sun again, if I do actually want to finish off the series. Fun fact about MakerMod, by the way, the upload thing used to exist, and you could see it, like, flipping through the camera, you could see a purple building sometimes. Sadly, they deleted it, and I have no idea why. And as the sign says, it's probably never coming out again, which sucks. It's sad. Anyways, I'm just gonna speak on through these buttons again because I didn't go into too much detail about them. So there's the moving. Of course, I don't need to go into much detail. You click, you're able to move up and down with space and shift. WASD. Scale. So you just look at the side which is blue. You click if it's the side you want. And say for example we're using these sides. You can use W and S, but it's very finicky. If you use A and D, it's 10 times better. And shift and space does nothing. But if you say go to the top, then shift and space does everything, and nothing else doesn't. And that works on both sides and stuff. Rotate, it's kind of like move, except you click on it. Say you want to rotate it clockwise. You just press. My brain. Listen, it's 8 o'clock. My brain. It isn't functioning right now. A turns it this way, D turns it this way, W turns it this way, S turns it this way. Yeah. Create. It lets you create literally any loop. That's how you get all the blocks in. And also, if you're hovering over something, then you can clone it. And then delete, of course. You click on the thing that's highlighted red and it deletes. And then there's the options, which is properties of the object. See, let's clone this just for an example. Scale. There we go. Clone this. Put another one over here. One of the options in this one are turn off wall sliding. I just click on wall slide enable. Apply changes. And now if I play by going by just clicking and pressing test either here or at spawn, you can see I'm running and sliding on this one. This one I'm not. I'm just ramming into it. Cool. And okay, that's it. Be right back. Okay, so I forgot what I went over with the video. I just went over mainly options for all the items. This time I'm gonna be going over different scenarios for all these blocks. Let's start off with the block. This is going to include every single walkable block. Metal block, gray block, of course. Turtle block, hick block, slippy block, neo block, candy block, lab block, sandy block, road, wood block, all of these, stride blocks, rock block, I think glassy block, snow, egg block, dusty block, red block, yeah. It's just used for floor. You can walk on it. Candy. It's basically just used to lead your player. The best way to use it is to lead your player to the correct direction. Just lead your player over to the correct place. It's really the best place the best way I could give, the best tip I could give for candy. Lava. Well, since you can scale it, and it does damage you when you land on it, it's a good item for if you want to create some sort of parkour map. That's one of the only good scenarios I can think of for lava block. Is just something to avoid. It's something that it's an obstacle that stays there. It doesn't move or anything. And it does damage to you when you step on it. It's best for parkour. The water is basically the opposite. Instead of kind of limiting the places you can go, the water allows you to go in so many more places. Let's slice it up. See if I do this. The lava is kind of to stop you from going places. It does damage to you to punish trying to go that way. Water kind of just allows you to go anywhere. You can use it for swimming levels, as well as just pieces of parkour. Water blocks are surprisingly good for parkour objects. I'm not even lying. Planets. Let's talk about all the spinning platforms. I haven't talked about these spinning ones yet, but these three items all basically do the same thing. They spin. Now don't get me wrong, the cogs spin in different patterns than these two. These two spin constantly. The flower though is much smaller and also has weird angles than the planet, which is big and is a flat surface. The cog is a medium-sized spinning platform, and it's not as big as the planet, but it's definitely bigger than this flower. And it moves in a kind of choppy kind of way, where it's like duh, 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 instead of a constant. They're all kind of just used for parkour. So it's another parkour item. Another parkour item, as I just said. I forgot because I was too busy rotating. You're just mainly going to be using this for parkour. But the reason it's special is that it breaks. And after a while, it kills you. Because it genuinely breaks down. Who would have thought? Holes. And I'm going to include all the climbing objects now. Street lights. I forgot to get the quantities. Let me check. No. I guess when you could. Whatever. Twizzlers. I think you can climb Twizzlers anyways. No. I could have sworn you could. Logs. Are all climbing blocks. As you can see, you climb them. Climb the log, climb the street. Hang on. I was climbing it just a second ago. Listen, I was climbing it a second ago. You saw me too. I was most definitely climbing it. Maybe some of these are able to climb, it's just being buggy. See? Climbable. Hole? Street lamp? Climbable. Hole? Climbable. There might be others that were just bugging out and I was too busy to fully check. I don't care. Fun fact, there are actually blocks that give out lights, such as the lampposts. The rollers and the metal rollers do the same thing. Another parkour item. The metal roller is bigger, and you can change the color of it. These belts spin like that. And that's the only thing they have special to them. They spin sideways instead of circles. The power-ups are interesting. These three are interesting. The jetpack is the jetpack. It lets you fly. So you can have flying levels. Anyone who actually plays Roblox 64 should know that it lets you fly, because it's the first power-up you run into. Skateboard is next. It's literally a skateboard. You get points, and you try to get as high as the score as you can. You can, with the jetpack and the skateboard, you can actually, that was a bad example because I died. Can exit out of it by just crouching. And to use it, you can press E. And the flamethrower is the final one. Personally, my favorite. Let me show you why. So, you see this one. That got me a pretty big decent distance. But look at this. It basically just makes all of your jumps big. Also, when you spin, you fall very slowly sometimes. If you do a big jump and then spin, you fall very slowly, and I find that very funny. Anyways, now that we're on the topic of flamethrowers, let's talk about the ice. the ice is a big block. It still has the It's a big block of ice. And using your flamethrower, you can melt it. If you're a unique creator, you can do something like putting your chocolate ice cream inside of the ice. Or putting a different power up inside of it. For some reason it does make the item invisible. But I assure you, your item is still inside. It's just invisible. Which makes no sense. I think it might just be because... So let me check. Yeah, I think it's just because of the ice cream. Because you can still see that here. Anyways, use it if you want. Use it if you want secrets with a flamethrower in your level. Next off is the eggs. I'm not going to show you it off, but if you collect 8 of them, then it spawns your ice cream. That's really it. You have to place 8 of them though. Batteries. They heal you. Boxes. These are kind of like the ice blocks. Except instead of destroying them with flamethrowers, you spin or ground pound to break them. It kind of just tests your smartness with the game. Fans are interesting cases. Depending on how down low they are compared to your current jump, they might boost you very high in the sky. They're cool items. They're one downside. You can't. Oh, you can. You can rotate them. Last time I checked, you couldn't rotate them. Now they're even better. I might end up making a tier list for the objects. Because now you can make levels with like a wall. Look. And you just get blown away. The fan is better now. Last time I checked, you couldn't rotate it, but whatever. That just makes it cooler, better. Anyways, next off we have pots, plants, and crayons. Those are all just items that you can pick up. The crayon leaves behind a kind of color. It's like an actual crayon. You can draw with it. The door is actually a very interesting item. If you're able to get something perfect like this, make it like this so you can't choose anything. Then this so you won't drive when you go through the door. And you can actually go through the door. And I send you to the other side. Islands and big islands are literally just platforms. I should have said that, but they're just platforms with a shape. As you can see, they just have a set shape. They don't do anything special. They just have a set shape like that. They do actually have one thing that's special to them, and that's that they can be a spinning platform. Tree, I'm pretty sure is claimable, otherwise it's just a decoration. Manwog. It comes in an egg. That sprite is cursed, by the way. And while we're at it, I guess I'll go after I'll go talk about all of these enemies. Swedish fish. Jumping dudes are technically enemies, but I'll go about them probably in the second episode because we're running out of time. Snowder. What to do. Bees. I think that's it, yeah. These are all enemies. Bees, Snowders, and guards all chase you down. Bees chase you down while flying. The hermit glooby and I forgot what these guys were called already. Acts differently, they just walk around. The guard chases you down infinitely. Like, and he goes super fast. The Swedish fish kind of makes no sense. He does no damage to you. He's just kind of fun, honestly. Okay, they're all gone. Next we have the platform. It's another parkour thing, of course. We can have an offset. I don't exactly know what the offset does, though. Oh, that's what it does. So the offset just kind of sets where it's gonna go. If it's set to 0, 0, 0, though, I think it just goes up and down. No, it just doesn't move, actually. If it's set to 0, 0, 0, it never moves. So you have to use settings, kind of, to set where you want it to go. Otherwise, it just looks like a cool platform. Honestly, you can use it like that. It's cool. Trees. Cactus is just a decoration. Hard block is just a box, or hard box is just a normal box except you put branches on it. You can just drop branches on it. The teleporter. Sometimes it doesn't work. You have a teleporter ID. So let's say I enter 1, 2, 3 for the teleporter ID. That changes. This one is not an entrance. So let's say I try to go into this portal. It doesn't work. But if I try to go into this portal, it teleports me over here. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why. But other times this is just how it works. It just is a teleporter. It just teleports you. The plugs are super finicky. But if you get them to work, they can be interesting. I can confirm, they can be pretty interesting at times. See, it's a wire, you're able to grab onto it. It's kind of hard to get used to using the wires. But after you get used to using them, you know how to use them well in levels. You can use them in pretty interesting ways. Chomping dudes. See if I can get over there again. They kind of stand like that. I don't know why he's not working. Oh, that's why. There's an offset. And I saw there's another platform, by the way. So I can just do that. And depending on what you set the offset to, he will move that way. He's pretty interesting. The bush and cloud and small flower and icicle and honeysuckle vibrations. The NPCs are, they just kind of allow you to lead the player in the right direction, or just kind of be funny. said a bad word there, but I don't care. Or should I? It actually doesn't include tags, so he just says hi. They're kind of just dialogue, I guess. They're the game's way of adding dialogue to the game. The mushroom, I'm pretty sure does something special. I forgot though. Frick, that's not where I was meant to spawn. Yeah, it's a trampoline basically. And the push block is pure hell. It can be interesting depending on how you use it, but it does this. It just goes in and out in these two directions. And there is no options to make it faster or anything. Luckily. If put in the right hands though, they can still be torturous. So be careful with who you give to, or so yeah. This is a block. This is a block. B5, it's a box except when you break it, it spawns lots of bees. Swing, honey. There's no options or anything for it. But this is what it does. Yeah, it swings back and forth. You just kind of have to time your jump. It's an interesting item for parkour, but once again, if put in the wrong hands, it can be chaotic. 4 platforms. It's kind of like the swing, honey. I'll show you in a second. Tipping platform. I'll show you in a second. And those are the final 2 blocks I have to go over. That didn't work out as well as I thought it would. Okay, I will go up here, spawn myself here. So this is basically, it just 4 platforms that go in a circle, and this is literally just a seesaw. Yeah, and that's every object. I went over every object. Yeah, I'm not going to leave the link or anything to this level, but I do plan on making some levels that I will leave in the description. So be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout for a name change. You can see my Roblox name has changed. I'm planning to change my YouTube name. I'm planning to change my brand. Again. You know, I've had way too many changes. Went from meow to meowie meow to up to cat toad to cat toad to what I'm planning to change it pretty soon here. Somewhere from when this video is posted onward, I don't know when. Yeah, to Tib. Or Tib was taken, probably. Anyways, this video, I might make another sequel on like how to make these levels, or how to make a good level. But right now I don't have any more plans on Roblox 64. I don't have any plans on any game really. If you do have recommendations for any games on Roblox I should play, or any mods in FNF that I should play, leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to play them. Anyways, see y'all soon. Hopefully if I remember to upload again. Bye!